Chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Shubda Garani. The Bhagavad Gîtâ, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Chapter 15. Of religion by attaining the Supreme. Krishna. Men call the Ashvatha, the banyan tree, which hath its boughs beneath, its roots on high, the ever holy tree. Yea, for its leaves are green and waving hymns, which whisper truth. Who knoweth well the Ashvatha knows all. Its branches shoot to heaven and sink to earth, even as the deeds of men which take their birth from qualities. Its silver sprays and blooms, and all the eager verdure of its girth, leap to quick life at touch of sun and air, as men's lives quicken to the tempting sphere of wooing sense. Its hanging rootlets seek the soil beneath, helping to hold it there. As actions wrought amid this world of men, bind them by ever-tightening bonds again. If ye knew well the teaching of the tree, what its shape saith, and whence it springs, and then how it must end, and all the ills of it, the axe of sharp detachment ye would whet, and cleave the clinging snaky roots, and lay this Ashvatha of sense like low, to set new growths upspringing to that happier sky, which they who reach shall have no day to die, nor fade away nor fall. To him I mean, Father and First, who made the mystery of old creation. For to him come they from passion and from dreams, who break away, who part the bonds constraining them to flesh, and him the highest worshipping away, no longer grow at mercy of what breeze of summer pleasure stirs the sleeping trees, what blast of tempest tears them bough and stem. To the eternal world pass such as these. Another sun gleams there, another moon, another light, a light which none shall lack, whose eyes once see, for those return no more, they have attained my uttermost abode. When in this world of manifested life, the undying spirit, setting forth from me, taketh on form, it draweth to itself from being's storehouse, which containeth all, senses and intellect, the sovereign soul, thus entering the flesh, or quitting it, gathers these up, as the wind gathers scents blowing above the flower banks. Ear and eye and touch and taste and smelling, these it takes, yea, and a sentient mind, linking itself to sense things so. The unenlightened ones mark not that spirit when he goes or comes, nor when he takes his pleasure in the form conjoined with qualities, but those see plain who have the eyes to see, holy souls see which strive thereto. Enlightened, they behold that spirit in themselves, but foolish ones, even though they strive, discern not, having hearts unkindled, ill-informed. Know too from me shineth the gathered glory of the sun, which lightens all the world. From me the moon draws silvery beams, and fire fierce loveliness. I penetrate the clay, and lend all shapes their living force. I glide into the plant, its root, leaf, bloom, to make the woodland green with springing sap. Becoming vital warmth, I glow in glad respiring frames, and pass with outward and with inward breath to feed the body with all meats. For in this world, being is twofold, the divided one, the undivided one. All things that live are the divided, that which sits apart, the undivided. Higher still is one, the highest, holding all, whose name is Lord, the eternal, sovereign first, who fills all worlds, sustaining them, and, dwelling thus beyond divided life and undivided, I am called of men and Vedas, God Supreme, the Purushottama. Who knows me thus, with mind unclouded, knoweth all, dear Prince, and with his whole soul ever worshippeth me. Now is the sacred secret mystery declared to thee. Who comprehendeth this hath wisdom. He is quit of works in bliss. Here ends chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ, entitled Purushottama Prapti Yogo, or the Book of Religion by Attaining the Supreme.
The Bhagavad Gîtâ, or Song Celestial, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Chapter 16. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The present recording is by Raju, Ramina45@hotmail.com. Chapter 16. Of the separateness of the divine and the undivine. Krishna. Fearlessness, singleness of soul, the will always to strive for wisdom, opened hand and governed appetites, and piety, and love of lonely study, humbleness, uprightness, heed to injure not which lives, truthfulness, slowness unto wrath, a mind that lightly letteth go what others prize, and equanimity and charity, which spieth no man's faults, and tenderness towards all that suffer, a contented heart, fluttered by no desires, a bearing mild, modest, and grave, with manhood nobly mixed, with patience, fortitude, and purity, an unrevengeful spirit, never given to rate itself too high. Such be the signs, O Indian Prince, of him whose feet are set on that fair path which leads to heavenly birth. Deceitfulness and arrogance and pride, quickness to anger, harsh and evil speech, and ignorance to its own darkness, these be the signs, my prince, of whose birth is fated for the regions of the vile. The heavenly birth brings to deliverance, so shouldst thou know, the birth with asuras brings into bondage. Be thou joyous, prince, whose lot is set apart for heavenly birth. Two stamps there are marked on all living men, divine and undivine. I spake to thee by what marks thou shouldst know the heavenly man. Hear from me now of the unheavenly. They comprehend not the unheavenly, how souls go forth from me, nor how they come back unto me. Nor is there truth in these, nor purity, nor rule of life. This world hath not a law, nor order, nor a lord, so say they, nor hath risen up by cause, following on cause, in perfect purposing, but is none other than a house of lust. And this thing thinking, all those vain ones, of little wit, dark-minded, give themselves to evil deeds, the curses of their kind, surrendered to desires insatiable, full of deceitfulness, folly, and pride, in blindness cleaving to their errors, caught into the sinful course, they trust this lie, as it were true, this lie which leads to death, finding in pleasure all the good which is, and crying, here it finisheth. Ensnared in nooses of 100 idle hopes, slaves to their passion and their wrath, they buy wealth with base deeds to glut hot appetites. Thus much today, they say, we gained thereby, such and such wish of heart shall have its fill, and this is ours, and the other shall be ours. Today we slew a foe, and we will slay our other enemy tomorrow. Look, are we not lords? Make we not goodly cheer? Is not our fortune famous, brave and great? Rich are we, proud born, what other men live like to us? Kill them for sacrifice, cast lorgies, and be merry. So they speak, darkened by ignorance, and so they fall, tossed to and fro with projects, tricked and bound in net of black delusion, lost in lust, down to foul Naraka, conceited, fond, stubborn, and proud, dead drunken with the wine of wealth, and reckless, all their offerings have but a show of reverence, being not made in piety of ancient faith. Thus vowed to selfhood, force, insolence, feasting, wrath, these my blasphemers, in the forms they wear, and in the forms they breed, my foemen are, hateful and hating, cruel, evil, vile, least of whom I cast down, again and yet again, at end of lives, into some devilish womb, whence, birth by birth, the devilish wombs respawn them, all beguiled, and till they find and worship me, my sweet prince, tread they not nether road. The doors of hell are threefold, whereby men to ruin pass, the door of lust, the door of wrath, the door of avarice. Let a man shun these three. He who shall turn aside from entering all those three gates of Narak, wendeth straight to find his peace and comes to Swarga's gate. Here endeth chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ, entitled Deva Sarasopad Vibhaga Yoga, or the book of the separateness of the divine and undivine. End of chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ. The present recording is by Raju Ramina45 at hotmail.com.